So there's a question which is haunting my mind. Once I had seen, it was very amazing line, so I made a question through that line that how can you understand that you have not been buried but have been planted?
Well then, as you know that the creator demands the creativity. Okay, Allah has created a lots of the thing, but Allah has not created the few things. It is up to your mind, and we plant the lots of the ideas. We plant the lots of the ideas to increase with the great speed in our life. How can you imagine and how can you observe yourself that you have not been buried, you have been planted? Okay, many times it happens that if you have the guidance, you are the planted. If you are the torch bearer, you are the planted. But if you have the society, at the time what would happen? You are buried many times. Many times you are buried, many times you lost, many times you have been squeezed, many times you have been treaded on, many times you have been humiliated. But at the time, if you have the guidance, like these are the garden, okay? So at the time, if there is no anyone who is just looking after, who is just shaping, who is planting at the time, what would happen? It would turn into the forest. So in the same way, we all have been buried, but at the time, the person who comes in your life as a torch bearer, as a greatest guidance, who plants you, the plants the tree of knowledge, the plants the tree of education and the wisdom, and there will be the many branches of that, the branches of the happiness, the branches of the success, the branches of the good compassion and commiseration. So always remember one thing: those who have the greatest guidance and the torch bearer and the parenting level, they have been planted. Those who haven't such kind of the blessing in the life, they have been buried. A number of the time they have been buried as a shame, as a humiliation, as a compulsion, and the lots of the thing. As you take the example of the APJ Abdul Kalam, APJ Abdul Kalam was also suffering from the lots of the poverty, inflation. But what happened at the time? In that time when the boat of the hope did not capsize, he was not buried through the society that you are the very boy who has no food to eat. You are the very boy whose father goes and catches the fish. You are the very boy who has no any ability and the capability financially that you can pay the fee of the 1 month. Who the hell are you to think become the missile man? Who the hell are you to think become the father of the missile of India? He had been planted by the teacher. He had been planted by the parents. Didn't you listen that his father, even his sister, who sold the jewelry just because of the APJ Abdul Kalam? So he's planting. She's planting the APJ Abdul Kalam's structure, the structure of the knowledge, the structure of the next visionary man of the India after the Jawaharlal Nehru. I have never seen after the Jawaharlal Nehru any visionary man except the APJ Abdul Kalam. So APJ Abdul Kalam has been planted, and a lots of the talented people, those who have been buried just because of their compulsion, just because of their society, their relatives, as you said the few couple minutes of ago, that some people will never celebrate you. Some people will never celebrate you because they know that you have gone beyond their imagination. So my dear, if they are not digesting you, you will be buried. At the time, if you have the guidance and the torch bearer, they will plant you. So take the example of the Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Nobody did bury him. Nobody became the successful to bury him. He was not buried. Actually, by birth, he was Dalit, untouchable, Bedouin. But what happened? Today, he is the political scientist. He is the greatest economics. He is the creator of the biggest or largest or the beautiful constitution of the India. So this is the thing we have to understand, that no guts, no glory, no legend, no story.
Oh,